A habit is a regular practice that most of us are dependent on. Often we don't realize the cause nor its effects. Some everyday, seemingly harmless habits can be so bad that they can cause lasting brain damage. The human brain is the most important organ of our body, and we all fail to think that the brain also requires exercise or training and nutrition for it to function well. Thus, avoiding bad habits will prevent brain damage and keep it healthy. So in this video, we're going to discuss 12 bad habits damaging your brain. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 12. Skipping breakfast. Breakfast is an important part of your nutrition system. After a long break for the whole night, your body needs an immediate supply of glucose to be supplied for different systems to work continuously. When you skip breakfast, your body's blood sugar level can be disturbed, leading towards an insufficient supply of nutrients to the central nervous system, eventually causing nerve damage. Number 11. Negative thinking. Negative thinking is a habit that can damage your brain. When you're constantly stressed and anxious, it takes a toll on your mental health. This can lead to problems like depression, anxiety, and even dementia. In fact, some research shows that people who dwell on the negative have more amyloid and tau deposits in their brains. These deposits are a key indicator of Alzheimer's disease. Luckily, this is a relatively easy habit to change. If you want to keep your brain healthy, make sure you're thinking positive thoughts. Number 10. Overeating. Food is necessary for healthy cognitive functions, but we all know that too much of everything is bad. Overeating often results in excessive weight gain, and before you know it, you're reaching the boundary of obesity. Obesity causes inflammation that can lead to brain damage, increased blood sugar levels, and insulin resistance. In short, an impaired brain function. Number 9. Poor sleep. Sleep is critical to our well-being and especially important for the health of our brain. While we sleep, our brain repairs itself. Lack of quality sleep inhibits this process, leaving the brain susceptible to damage over time. Americans are now sleeping less than ever. According to a poll conducted by the CDC, more than a third of people report sleeping less than 7 hours per night. Most people need between 7 and 8.5 hours of sleep per day for optimum overall health. Many of us can relate to having reduced cognitive function due to a poor night's sleep. Unfortunately, the effects of poor sleep extend beyond poor focus and a short temper. Recent studies have shown that poor sleep also causes degeneration and loss of brain cells. Number 8. Too many sweets. Add brain damage to the things we already associate with a higher sugar intake, such as dental cavities, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. Too much sugar messes with the absorption of nutrients in the food we consume, which, in time, can lead to malnutrition. The brain requires good nutrients to keep working at an optimal level. A 2011 study demonstrated a strong link between sugar intake and study participants' cognitive function. Number 7. Loneliness. Being lonely doesn't necessarily mean not having many friends. Sometimes even people who have many friends can be lonely. As with many things in life, here too, it's the quality that matters. This being said, however, being alone can promote the feeling of loneliness, which causes stress and inflammatory processes in the brain. A study at the Rush University Medical Center in Chicago, conducted with the participation of over 100 people, all aged 80+, revealed that those who had the least social contacts were suffering from the most severe cognitive deterioration. Of course, your brain's health depends on a variety of factors, and while you can't control your genetic predisposition, you do have control over other things that can help you stay healthy. Number 6. Headphones. People by nature love to switch up the volume. It makes the music sound more fun and immersive. In the age of noise-canceling earbuds and headphones, you can easily damage your hearing. When the rest of the world gets too distracting, it's tempting to pop in your earbuds, crank up your favorite tunes, and close yourself off to focus better. If you consistently blast your music too loudly, you can damage your hearing. But it's not just your ears. Hearing loss in older adults is linked to brain problems such as Alzheimer's and loss of brain tissue. When your brain has to work so hard to understand what's being said around you, it can't store what you've heard in memory. So protect your hearing by adjusting the volume of your headphones, It's an excellent way to preserve your hearing and allow your brain to work better. Number 5. Premature stress. Stress is a part of everyone's life. A certain amount of stress related to work or family is a part and parcel of life. The stress of completing work on time or winning a competition is a healthy expression of stress, but when stress goes beyond your capacity to cope, it hinders the normal functioning of the brain and makes you feel low, depressed, angry, irritable, and sleepless. If you feel one or more of these emotions too often, it's time to seek help from a counselor or move away from things that are causing stress. When you sense you're about to get upset, take some deep breaths and remind yourself that you don't always know what's best, and accept that other approaches might be fine. Also, calm yourself by repeating to yourself the mantra, "I'm alright right now." Taming your ego can cut off stress before it gets out of control, says Tanzi. Number 4. Too much sitting. The average adult sits for 6.5 hours per day, and all of this chair time does a number on the brain. A 2018 study in PLOS-1 found sitting too much is linked to changes in a section of the brain essential to memory. Researchers used MRI scans to look at the medial temporal lobe, a brain region that makes new memories, in people's ages 45 to 75. They then compared the scans with the average number of hours per day the people sat. Those who sat the longest had thinner MTL, medial temporal lobe regions. According to the researchers, MTL thinning can be a precursor to cognitive decline and dementia. Tanzi recommends moving after 15 to 30 minutes of sitting. Set an ongoing timer on your phone as a reminder. Make your movements active. Walk around the house, do push-ups against the kitchen counter, bang out several squats or lunges, or take a quick power walk around the neighborhood. You can reduce the amount of sitting you do by adopting interventions like moderate walking, standing while working, even for just 10 minutes at a time, and stand-up meetings. It offers the opportunity to sit less, move more, and conduct short meetings. Number 3. Sleeping with your head under the covers. Oxygen is vital for brain function. The less of it you draw into your lungs, the less well your brain functions. A good way to create an environment with less oxygen than the 20.95% typically found in the air we breathe is to sleep with a blanket or comforter over your head. Is being fully burrowed into the covers cozy? Yes. Can it help lessen the jarring effects of too much light and sound first thing in the morning? Absolutely. But it will also lead to an increased intake of carbon dioxide, which means you're running the risk of damaging your brain cells. Number 2. Multitasking. Our smartphones have become Swiss Army knives. We use them all the time. We text while we're walking across the street, catch up on email while commuting, and read or listen to podcasts while standing in a queue. You've likely heard that multitasking is bad for your productivity. It turns out, it's a habit that also rewires the brain and makes you less effective. Earl Miller, a neuroscientist at MIT and one of the world's experts on divided attention, said that our brains are not wired to multitask well. When people think they're multitasking, they're actually just switching from one task to another very rapidly. And every time they do, there's a cognitive cost in doing so. Multitasking also increases the stress hormone cortisol as well as the fight or flight hormone adrenaline, which can overstimulate your brain and cause mental fog or scrambled thinking. Number 1. Medicine. A wide array of drugs including tricyclic antidepressants, some overactive bladder medications, and some over-the-counter antihistamines can block the actions of acetylcholine, a brain chemical important for learning and memory. A study found that higher cumulative use of these drugs was associated with an increased incidence of dementia. If you regularly take a drug in one of these categories, don't panic, says Yuko Hara, Director of Aging and Alzheimer's Prevention at the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation. But if you regularly take a number of these, it makes sense to ask your doctor about the risk of anticholinergics and to discuss whether you should explore alternate medications or other options. Let us know your opinion in the comment section down below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please click on the next video clip to watch for more health info. Thank you very much. Until then, take care, keep safe, and stay happy.